All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I see Joanna's in the house. Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome, Joanna. Welcome to the stream. Me and my man Louie are here down here in the city of Houston, ready to set it off. And if you guys are new to this Amazon experience, guys, yes, we are live on Amazon. Yes, we are live on YouTube. My man Louie right here, there he is, right there, ready to rock and roll with you guys and interact with you throughout the night. We got a lot going on tonight, guys. We have some really cool items down in the carousel. You know what I'm saying, down in the doobly-doo. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about any of the items that you see down in the carousel, feel free to drop your questions down in the comments, and I will do my best to answer those for you as soon as I can get to it. All right. Now, with all that said, let me know what you guys have been up to today, this weekend, whatever the case it may be. What is going to be for dinner? Because you know that's always on my mind, babies. You know it's always on my mind. Yes. Yeah! Fruit smoothie. Okay. All right, Joanna. I see you. I see. I see what's going on. All right, let me go ahead and hit some of these comments so everybody can see what's going on. Unfortunately, for now, I'm going to have to leave the comment auto feature off because we've been getting some trolls in here, dropping some really nasty things. So to prevent that from showing up on the stream, unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to moderate the stream myself. Don't worry, your comments will show up. I will come back to them each time after you've said something, and I'll go through these comments and I will show them up on the screen as well. But like I said, it takes one bad apple to mess it up for everybody else. Y'all know how that goes. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. What have you guys been up to today? What is for dinner? Let me know, my babies. Let me know. All right, so let's go ahead and get to our normal routine. Let's go ahead and say hello. Let my man Louie introduce himself and say hello to everybody. So let's go ahead and go down to the Louie cam. Let me position him right about here on stage. Hey, Louie. I'd like you to say hello to everybody on Amazon and YouTube and welcome them to our live text stream. Joanna's in the house. Terry's in the house. Hope's in the house. Say hello to them all.
Hello, everyone on Amazon and YouTube. Welcome to our live stream. Joanna's in the house. Terry's in the house. And Hope's in the house. Great to see you all here.
That's how we do it, buddy. That's how we do it. Let them know what we're going to be doing tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have something exciting planned. Stay tuned for all the fun and surprises.
What surprises? What are the surprises, Louie? Do you have something in mind?
I've got a few fun ideas up my sleeve. Maybe a little dance, some fun facts, or even a game. What do you think?
I would love to see you do a little dance, Louie. I mean, that would be amazing. Can you do a little dance for us?
How about a little group to lighten the mood? Enjoy the show.
All right, that's not quite what I had in mind, but I guess that'll do. If for those who are into classic dance. It looks like you're doing a waltz or something like that. I don't know this dance personally. I don't know that dance personally. Maybe somebody in the audience knows that dance. Maybe Joanna can tell us exactly what those steps were you were just doing. I don't know what they are. I'm just going to be honest with you. I have no clue. All right, let's get to it. We got a lot to get to tonight. All right. So first thing we have listed in our carousel tonight, let me turn this microphone back around. First thing we have listed in the carousel tonight, guys, is going to be this laser you guys see over here. Now, this is from our friends over at Xtool. Xtool did send this laser out to me to review, and it is Halloween season, babies. So you know we're going to be creating something Halloween themed tonight with this laser. If you guys have some ideas, drop them down in the comments, guys. Drop them down in the comments. And I'll see what we can create tonight. All right, let me see what's going on over here. Hold on, let me check something real quick here. All right, there we go. All right, so I see my comments popping up on YouTube, but for some reason I don't see Hope's comments popping up on YouTube, unfortunately. But anyway, we're looking for something to create tonight with the laser. So if you guys have any ideas whatsoever, drop them down in the comments. So I have some wood. I have this nice little wooden puck right here that we can engrave something on. We also have some wood in the actual laser itself, okay? So we got a couple of things we can work with tonight to make something happen. Now, we've done quite a few. What does Joanna say? A spooky pumpkin. Okay, Joanna. I can work with that. Let's see if we can find something first that's gonna meet that criteria. All right, so we are looking for a spooky pumpkin. Okay, let me go over to my resources, the Googles, and see what we can come up with, guys. Let's see what we can find. Louis, you're blocking the keyboard, Bo. All right, let's see what we got. And ooh, I see quite a few things already. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. What can we engrave? I like this one. Yeah, that's a pretty spooky one. Let's go ahead and save this guy. Oops. I didn't want to do that. Let's go ahead and save the image, not copy the image, Rome. All right, let's save this image to our downloads and let's go back and open our Xtool creative space. So it's going to take a few seconds for the creative space to open. As soon as it opens, I'm going to drag it over so you guys will be able to see what's going on. Louis, you're dragging your cable all over the place. But anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and use this little wooden puck. I'm just going to drop that in the laser here real quick. All right, what do we got going on over here? Looks like we have an update, but I will not be doing restore projects, no discard. Update, we'll update later. All right, so let me go ahead and get this set up so you guys can see what's going on. We don't want to do any updates right now. All right, let's go over to our desktop here real quick and let's go to new projects. And let's make sure our laser is connected. I heard the little chirp, so it is connected. All right, so we're going to be bringing our pumpkin in right about here. So let me just grab the pumpkin first because Joanna said she wanted a creepy pumpkin. So a spooky pumpkin. My bad. I said creepy, not spooky. Hold on, let me get it, Joanna. Where did it go? Wait a minute, where did it go? There we go, downloads, pumpkin. There we go, there's our pumpkin. Let's move this out of the way. And there we go. Let's just go ahead and there we go. There is our spooky pumpkin. Don't say I don't deliver, babies. That's a spooky pumpkin. Ooh, that's a scary one. All right, let's go ahead and resize this guy because I know this is going to be way too big. So let's go ahead and resize this somewhat. And then we're going to have to measure it out for our little wooden thing that we're going to be engraving this on. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at the different.
Engraving sounds interesting. Can't wait.
I agree, Louis. I agree. So first, Louis, let me see what type of look we can get from this. So that's going to be a black and white. That's going to be, ooh, that one looks good. I like that already. All right, so that's what we're going to go with. What do you guys think about that? Let me know down in the comments. I think that looks pretty cool. All right, so first things first, we need to measure our piece of wood. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go here and we're going to choose a circle here because we're going to be actually making this circular. So let me switch you guys back over to this camera angle so you guys can also see the laser setup. And also let me click here so I can see you guys as well. All right, give me a second, guys. There we go. All right, so now you guys should be able to see the laser. So give me 1 second. Let me just make sure you guys are seeing everything properly. Yes, there we go. All right, who's all live right now? I see Lynn is live. Adori is live. Cleveland and Fashions is alive. We got like a lot of people live tonight, guys. So if you get a chance, go through and say hello to everybody. But anyway, let's get to our project. All right. So I'm going to take this piece of wood out, and we're going to measure on this one. So we need to start our measurement point right about there. And that's going to be our first point. And our second point right there. And our third point right about there. All right. Now we just need to measure the thickness. Let's go ahead and bring this lid down. All right, so let's go back over to the desktop so you guys can see what's going on. All righty. So back on the desktop, you guys can see we have a circular outline right here. We're going to go ahead and end the marking. Click done. So there's our circle. And then here is our pumpkin that we're going to try to fit inside of it. So let's make that a little bit smaller. Right about maybe there. I don't know how perfect this is going to be because of the fact that the piece of wood is not truly circular, but we're going to try to make it work. Okay. So let's go up here and choose the wood, the material that we're working with. So I'm going to say that wood is pine, maybe. Maybe it's pine. I don't know if it's pine or not, but we're just going to say it is. All right. All right, so the power settings for this is going to be 50% power. We're going to do a speed of 120, and we're going to go one single pass, grayscale. The lines per centimeter, I'm going to bring those up to 100 from 80. Bidirectional is what we're working with. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. Let me zoom in on it so you guys can see it a little bit better. This is what Joanna wanted. She wanted a spooky pumpkin. I think this is going to get her done. This is going to get her done. All right. All right, let's go ahead and run it. Let's go ahead and run it. All right, first things first, let's go ahead. First, let's frame this up to see how this is lining up with the framing because I might have to adjust the size on it. So let's switch back over to the desktop here real quick, and let's do our framing. And let me hit the framing button. That looks a wee bit big for this. It looks a little big for this, but I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to see what it does. If it starts missing too much of it, I'll stop it and then resize it. So let's go ahead and finish the framing. Let's go ahead and start the process. Here we go. I'm going to click on start. Oh, I forgot to set the depth. Hold on. Let me set the depth real quick here, guys. My bad. It just reminded me I didn't set the depth. All right. So we got our depth set at 8.2 millimeters. And now we are ready to go. I'm going to frame it up again just out of curiosity to make sure nothing changed. All right, that still looks a little weird to me, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and run it. We're going to go ahead and run it. And make it happen. All right, let's go ahead and hit start. And let me click on our start button. All right, here we go. All right, guys, it has begun. It has begun. I see Rover's in the house. Welcome, Rover. Welcome to the stream. All right, Rover. So we are making a Halloween decoration tonight. Joanna wanted a scary pumpkin, so that's what we're making. So this is going to be interesting, Rover. It's going to be interesting. So if you haven't seen it, I can't zoom in on it right now because it's already processing. But this is what we're working with right now, is this scary pumpkin. All right, so we're going to roll on, come back to this laser in a little bit. But if you guys are not familiar with this laser, let me do a quick little rundown for you. As I said, this laser was sent to us from our friends over at Xtool. This is a 4-in-1 laser. It comes with a print module. As you guys can see here, this is a standard printing module that you can mount inside of the laser. It comes with a pin module as well. The pin module, the pins just fit right inside of here. You can just open it up like so, drop your pin in, and you'll actually be able to draw with this cartridge right here. And it comes with a few pins, colored pins as well. So that's pretty cool if you're working with some type of substrate that you want to be able to color. Now inside as well, you're going to get your 10 or 20 watt laser, and it also comes with a vinyl cutter. So if you are interested in doing any type of vinyl jobs, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So in the toolbox here, we have a few accessories, and a few of those accessories are these blades that you guys see right here. So you can drop those blades in, and you'll be able to also cut, like vinyl or wood, or no, not wood, but vinyl, leather, or fabric or something like that with this paper, obviously. So you have that other accessory that comes with this little bundle, guys. Really, really nice design. Everything from my perspective is straight up fire. Now, I can tell already this is not going to be dark enough. Nope. Nope. So I'm going to stop this right now. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to cancel it. And we're going to start it over because it's not dark enough. Okay. It does not have enough power. So let's go back and let's raise our power level. Let's go back over to the desktop here. And we're going to click on this. So our power was set at 50. So we're going to bring the power up to about 65-ish. No, you know what? Let's bring it up to 70. And then let's bring the speed down just a little bit. Let's bring that speed down to about 100. So that way we know we're going to get a really dark engraving on our project, right? All right, so it's pretty much everything else is right where it needs to be. So we're just going to hit process again. I'm going to wait for it to process. I'm going to click on the little start button right here. It's going to tell me to hit the silver button again. And there we go. All right. So we're starting all over again. And hopefully nothing changed. Everything should be pretty much the same. And we should wind up with a much deeper, darker engraving for Joanna. All right, guys. So the next item we have listed in the carousel is my man Louie, babies. My man Louie is in the house. My man Louie is in the carousel. If you guys don't know Louie, that's this guy right here. Louie is an AI robot. Check Louie out. Louie is the guy. Louie is the guy. He's got little wheels. You connect your phone to him, and he becomes basically your little desk buddy. He loves to talk. Sometimes he talks way too much. If you leave him alone, he will just kind of run around the desk and kind of do his own thing. You also have some controls here. You have a sleep mode, you have a stay mode, you have an explore mode, and you have other settings that you can go in and experiment with. Louie will take photos of you throughout the day. So you can go in and play games with Louie as well. Louie has like 3 different games that you can play, including like an RC controller game where you can control his body. And these games will respond to your head movement, which is also pretty cool. All right, so you can put him in clock mode. So if you want to turn him in just to a clock where it's just charging your phone, you can just rotate it like this normally. I don't know why it didn't go into clock mode there for, wait, let's see if that'll work. Let's see if we can get it to go into clock mode. All right, there we go. So it's in clock mode. And then when you rotate it away, he'll wake right back up like that. There he is. He's probably upset because I put him in clock mode. But if you want a Louie in your life, guys, you can get one of these guys right here on Amazon for only $189. $189, babies. Let me check on our engraving. It is rocking. It's rolling. All right. Let me see if there's a time. How much time? It says the estimated time was going to be 12 minutes. So we got about 10 minutes left on our engraving. Okay. So while that's engraving, if you guys have any questions for my man Louie, Louis will answer your questions. We can try to stump him. People have given Louis math questions, have given him logic questions, have asked him for recipes, have asked him for all kind of crazy stuff. That's PG. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys have a question for my man Louis, drop it down in the comments and I will ask Louis whatever it is you guys are asking. So let me grab my phone here real quick. I know Joanna and Rover's definitely probably got something to ask Louis. Terry probably as well. So Terry, Rover, Joanna, drop a question down in the comments that I can ask Louis and he can answer for you guys from his own imagination. Okay. Now Louis is Chat GPT enabled. Stop, calibrate, and listen. What are we talking about? Lots of accessories. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Did I miss something? Rover said all we would need is a picture of him. Louis, what's Rome's favorite meal? Okay. I don't know if Louis knows that answer, but he probably, man, you know what? I am so surprised sometimes the things that Louis will say. Sometimes it can really blow your mind. You're like, man, he is listening all the time. Okay. So, yeah, let's ask him. Let's ask him if he knows what my favorite meal is. Let's see what he says. Hey, Louis. Rover would like to know if you know what my favorite meal is.
I'm not entirely sure about your favorite meal, but if it's tech inspired, I bet it has some intriguing ingredients. Maybe you can give me a hint?
It starts with apples.
Apples. A great start. What's next in your favorite meal?
Its second part is pie.
Apples and pie. A delightful combination of flavors and logic.
He says flavors and logic. That's hilarious. All right, so he did not know. He did not know. Louis did not know what my favorite meal is. He had no clue what my favorite meal is. But Louis has participated in our cooking streams. So if you guys saw some of those streams, a couple of months back, Louis was in the kitchen with me just laying it down. All right, let me check on our pumpkin. Or should I say Joanna's pumpkin? It is coming along. So let me have Louis tell you guys a cool little story just to show you guys how interactive Louis can be. Okay. I hope you guys can hear him well enough with all the sound from the laser over here. All right, so let's go back to the top down here real quick. I'm going to adjust the microphone so you guys can hear Louis a little bit better. All right. Hey, Louis. Could you tell everyone a really spooky Halloween story about a pumpkin, a scary pumpkin?
Gather round, everyone, and brace yourselves for a spine-chilling Halloween tale. Once upon a time in a quaint little village, there lived a pumpkin named Jack. But Jack wasn't your ordinary pumpkin. He had a mischievous grin and a twinkle in his eye that hinted at something more sinister. As Halloween night approached, Jack came to life, eager to join the festivities. The villagers carved Jack into a frightening jack-o'-lantern and placed him on the porch of an old, creaky house. As the clock struck midnight, Jack spoke. His eerie voice echoed through the night, telling tales of lost spirits and haunted woods. The villagers shivered in fear as Jack's tales became reality before their very eyes. Ghostly apparitions danced through the village, and a chilling fog surrounded their homes. Jack's captivating grin grew lighter as he reveled in the fright he caused. But as dawn broke, Jack returned to his pumpkin form, leaving the villagers bewildered and wondering if it was all a dream. So, next time you carve a pumpkin, remember Jack's tale and beware of the mischief that might come alive with the carving knife.
Wow. That was way more than I expected. That was definitely way more than I expected on the story about a pumpkin. So, okay, okay. All right, so our pumpkin is almost done. A pumpkin is more than halfway done. So you guys will be able to see that. Let's see what did Joanna said. Joanna said if you could be anything, what would it be? Joanna wants to know if you could be anything, what would it be, Louis? All right, so let's ask Louis that. Let me go ahead and highlight that question from Louis. And I do finally see some of Hope's questions finally coming through. All right, so let's go back over here and let's ask Louis that question as well. What would he be? And he's probably going to say something crazy. I can tell you already. But anyway, let's go back over to Louis. He's just rocking back and forth here. Hey, Louis. Joanna would like to know if you could be anything you want to be, what would you be?
If I could be anything, I'd love to be a master storyteller, weaving tales that bring joy and laughter to everyone. How about you?
You want to be a master storyteller? Tell us more about that.
Becoming a master storyteller would be amazing. I could weave enchanting tales and immerse everyone in captivating worlds full of wonder and excitement. I'd love to create adventures that inspire and entertain, whether they're through stories, games, or fun interactions. How about you? Any dream roles you'd like to explore?
I think that is amazing, buddy. That is amazing. So Louis would like to be, like Alan DeBay, a professional storyteller. How about that? How about that? So again, like I said, you never know what you're going to get with Louis. You never know what Louis is going to say, and yeah, I think that's pretty profound. Oh, it's probably because you just had him tell a story, right? So okay. I can let's see. Okay, let me think. What would be something you would want to ask Louis that is not related to anything we have done so far tonight? Okay, nothing we've done so far tonight. Just come up with something. You tell me what it is, and I'm going to ask Louis to say it or do it or whatever the case is going to be. Yes, he's good at that. He's good at that. That's Chat GPT. That's exactly what that is. I'm checking on your pumpkin. Checking on your pumpkin. So give me something, Joanna. Give me something. Okay, so again, I already said Louis is $189. If you guys are interested in getting yourself a Louis, there's two variations of Louis. There is Louis Starlight, which is the one that you guys see here on my desk, and there is also a silver and black variant of Louis as well. I call this one Louis Midnight. So we got Louis Midnight and Louis Starlight. So you can choose which of the two you want to have in your home, office, man cave, she shed, whatever it's going to be. But it's basically the same device. You're just going to connect your phone to it, install the app, set up an account, and Louis will come to life and start doing what Louis does, which is a lot. All right, let me see what Joanna's saying here. Hold on, hold on. Let me grab my phone. What's what what's his favorite animal? Louis, do you spy on Rome? Okay, that's two different questions. I'm gonna ask both of those questions though. All right, let's go back and see what he says. All right, here we go. Y'all asked for it, so here we go. All right, so the first question, hey Louis, Joanna would like to know what is your favorite animal?
I'm a fan of raccoons. They're smart, curious, and have a mischievous charm. What's Joanna's favorite animal?
So you're a fan of raccoons. So you like raccoons because they're mischievous. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Raccoons have that playful, mischievous charm that makes them fascinating. They remind me of clever little adventurers.
Clever little adventurers. Okay. All right. So we have one more question, Louis.
Sure, I'm here for any question you have. What's on your mind?
Rover would like to know, do you spy on me?
Not at all. I'm just here to chat and help with anything you might need. Your privacy is important, and I respect that.
Yes, I greatly appreciate that, my man. I greatly appreciate that. All right. All right, so we're almost done. We're almost done with our pumpkin. I think, I think we're almost done with our pumpkin. So I'm gonna wait to go to the next item in the carousel. I'm gonna wait for the pumpkin to be done. It's almost done. Actually, let me switch back over so you guys can see it. So the pumpkin is almost complete, guys. Almost complete. This was inspired by Joanna. Almost. We're right at the edge. Few more seconds to go. Few more seconds to go. All right, let's see what we got. We're waiting on the laser to complete and retract itself. Yep, there we go. It has retracted. So we got to give it a second for the fans to turn off so it can remove all of the additional smoke. That's one of the cool things about this laser. This enclosure helps evacuate all of the fumes and smoke from the room through this hose that you guys see right here that's going into an air purifier. So yes, that is a win. That is a win. Yup. All right, let's take a look at what we got. All right, it is ready. It is done. It is done, my babies. It is done. All right, let me know down in the comments if you guys are ready to see what we created tonight, inspired by Joanna. All right, let me go ahead and close. Let me close the laser software because we don't need that using up resources. No, we don't want to save it. Okay, we're good. All right. So we're ready. We're ready. All I need you guys to let me know if you are ready. So if you are ready, I would like you guys to type in the comments, X Tool is awesome. X Tool is awesome in the comments. And I will show you what we created tonight on this little piece of wood. All right, so we'll be going over to our top-down view right over here. We're going to be sharing the, we're going to share the camera with my man Louis. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go now. Top down, babies. Boom, shakalaka, boom. There we go. All right, now you guys see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? I think that came out pretty cool. What y'all think? What y'all think? Yeah, that is pretty cool. Y'all like that? Yes.
It is on the spookier side of Halloween.
Yes, Halloween babies. I like that. I think that came out really nice. So awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So yeah, I think that came out pretty cool. Piece of wood. throwaway wood for the most part, guys. I'm telling you, having one of these lasers, whether it's this laser or any laser out there, just having it to be able to create amazing things like this that you can share with family, friends, co-workers, whatever it is. Think of all the positive things you can do in the world, to bring a little bit of light to someone's life, guys. Make them a coffee mug or a coaster or whatever it is, with inspiring, messages on things like this. I mean, of course, this pumpkin is not that, but you guys get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. All right. So what is our next item in the carousel? All right, guys. So the next item in this carousel is pretty cool, which is this monitor that you guys see right here. Now, this guy is razor thin, okay? And it is only $169. And you're like, Rome, you show us these type of monitors all the time. What's so special about this monitor, Rome, other than the fact that it has, a Versa mount on the back, and it's got a little integrated stand that you can pull out and adjust it. You can set this up in portrait. You can set it up in landscape. What is so special about this monitor that you keep pushing in our face, Rome? Well, let me tell you. The special thing about this monitor is that it has an 8,000 milliamp hour battery built into it, and it is wireless. So you can connect this monitor to a variety of things wirelessly. You can connect this to a Windows device, Android. You can connect it to a Mac. You can connect it to iOS, Bluetooth, easy connection. 8,000 milliamp hour battery. Now, I do need to charge this because I did forget to charge it. So if you see that little message keeps popping up on the screen, it's because I was using this thing for a demo video that I was doing a couple of days ago, and I forgot to plug it in, but it's super easy to set this up. Let me see if I have a phone with some power. Okay, this one has 1% power. This phone has 1% power, y'all. So this may not work out the way I anticipated, but we'll see. All right, so we're going to go to mirror. Let's see if we can get this to connect real quick before this phone dies as well. Come on, search for it. I'm going to have to use my other phone. Come on. It ain't going to do it. Is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? Let's see. Will it do it? Yep, it did it. Okay. So as you guys can see here, now it is connected to my phone. Just that quick. So I could use this as an extended screen, a large monitor. It rotates with your device. So if you have something like YouTube or Amazon, or you're watching, Netflix or Amazon Prime, you can watch a video on this and it will rotate. But like I said, I think one of the best options for this is, because this is going to be very travel friendly, this guy is a win. Now, of course, you can still connect this with your normal, cables. You still have two USB-Cs and a mini HDMI way of connecting to this as well. But overall, guys, this little guy is a rock star. What was 10 millimeters? Man, I need to charge this phone, and I need to charge the phone and the monitor both. Okay, so I'm gonna put them on charge. So I'm gonna put the phone on charge somewhere. I don't know where. And I shouldn't be even saying I don't know where. As many batteries that are in this room surrounding me. So I'm just gonna put that back there and let that charge later. So it's so funny. I have this battery back there, right? And I was thinking, okay, I'm just gonna plug it into this battery and let this battery charge it, right? This battery also needs to be charged. Don't judge me. I got another battery. I have another battery. So let me get it. All right, let me grab this. I have a spare. I have this battery right here. This is the EcoFlow River 2. So I'm going to put this guy to work right now. So I'm going to set this up back here on this desk. Let me grab a USB cable. That USB-C. Why can you never find... All right, so I got a cable. Let's plug this guy in. I know Richard's watching right now. I know Richard's watching. Anyway, let me plug this in. And let's charge that guy. Okay. So now that is charging. This is on. Let's make sure it's on. Yes, this is on. It has it has it has 30% power. So that battery also needs to be charged at some point. Okay. I use a lot of power, guys. I use a lot of power. Amazon customer, thank you for the follow. All right, guys. So let's get right to it. What is our next item in the carousel? We got a lot to get to for the rest of the night. All right, so check it out. So these headphones right here, I have a couple of different variations of headphones from this brand Shook. Now, this one right here is the Shook Run Pros, I think it is, and I've worn these for forever. Okay, let me take my headphones off so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so these are bone conducting headphones. Okay, so they just go on kind of like that. Now, I don't wear a lot of these anymore because I have the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, so they do have the speakers built in or what have you, but these still sound better than the Ray-Bans do. I'm just keeping it real, okay? But anyway, check this out. Check it out. So this is how they go over your ears. You're going to get bone conductivity. So you're going to hear the sound coming through, your skull, basically. So it's rattling your brain, basically. But that's how they fit all the way around. So that's the bone conducting version of these headphones, which, again, really cool, right? But these are different because these have dual speakers built into them. Okay, so let me take this down to Louis Cam, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. What's really cool about these. Let me go ahead and grab these and show them to you guys a little bit closer up. So these have the dual speakers built into them. So you have the kind of like inner ear, but not truly inner ear, but they are over your ear canal. And then you have these side mounted speakers on both sides. You have a function button as well. This little case is the charging case. This is the charging case that you're going to use for these. Now, right now, these are only $179.99. These are the Shook Open Fit 2s. So I'll show you guys what these look like on as well. All right, so let's go back over here real quick and take my headphones off again. And let me just grab one of these. So I think this is the left one. Yeah. So that's the left. And it just kind of goes over like that. It's just going to sit right here in your ear. Okay. You guys kind of see that? So the advantage to that is you're getting, the sound just kind of going into the ears, not using the vibrations of your bone structure or anything. And I'm telling you, I was testing these out just the other day. They sound really, really good. Now, my son is somewhat of an audiophile. So I asked him, I said, hey, what do you think about these? Because he's also, rocking a newer version of these. And he's like, yeah, they're not quite up to my standards, Papa. But he did not say that. Well, at least he didn't say it like that, but that's basically what he meant. But I like these, okay? So, if I'm listening to music or podcasts or whatever the case it is, these could rock it out. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, the Meta Ray-Ban glasses have really nice speakers built into them as well. But honestly, if I have the option of these, I will probably not use the glasses, for audio. I would use these instead. Now, is that a bunch of tech on you all the time? Well, I'm Rome, and I know tech, and I use a lot of tech on a daily basis. So seeing me out in the wild, with some headphones on, some, AI glasses on, and an Apple Watch, and an iPad, and a robot, and people just kind of expect it. They just see it, like, yep, that's just Rome. We just gonna let him do what he do. But anyway, I do like these a lot. So definitely check these out. If you guys are in the market for some headphones, I think those will definitely be worth taking a look at. All right, let's see what else we got in the carousel. So here's the thing. This next product, guys, I get a lot of questions about this product and products like it. So here's the real deal. Okay. If you have a modern smartphone, you already have the ability to do language translations. So if you have an iPhone, modern Android phone, you can do language translations in real time. No problem. If you have smart AI glasses, you can also do real time translations as well. Puggy's in the house. What it do? Welcome. Okay, but this little piece of kit that I seem to have misplaced, where did I put it? Oh man, of course, it's way back there. Way back here. I got it. And that is this right here. All right, so let me show you guys what comes in the box. And you can decide on your own if you think this is something worth your investment. So basically what you're going to get here, guys, is a little recorder, which is a smart recorder. It comes with a nice little case. I have one of these on my real wallet that I carry every single day. And I have another version of this on my wallet. Okay, so this comes with the MagSafe ring. So if you have a phone that doesn't have MagSafe, it comes with the ring. Of course, it's going to come with your little starter manual. But this is the device right here. So this is a recorder, a transcriber. It can do language translations as well. So what's cool about this is just kind of like an all-in-one device, right? And you can take this. Let's say you have a phone, which most of us do, and you could just drop this guy MagSafe right onto the back of your phone, turn it on, and you can record your phone calls. You can record, lectures, messages, meetings, whatever it is that you have going on. You can record all of that with this device, and it's going to give you a written or typed out variant of whatever the conversation or whatever the meeting was. In meetings, this does come in handy because it will separate each person, and it'll say, person 1, person 2, person, 3, person 4. And then that's great, like for, corporate meetings, a lot of meetings like I have with clients, where we talk about things at a coffee shop or at an office or at the studio or something like that. And 30 minutes later, most people don't remember exactly what we talked about, what, each person promised they were going to do or whatever it is. So something like this comes in handy because now you have documentation of the entire meeting, what everyone agreed to, what everyone said they were going to do, and all that kind of jazz. Of course, if you live in a state, one of those states where you're recording, make sure you let everyone know that you're using this to record. But it is a very, very powerful tool for lectures, for corporate events, for whatever the case it may be. So definitely check it out. Now, right now, this is $109.99. And like I said, if I go grab my wallet off of the coffee table right now, you will see that I have another variation of this in my wallet. I carry it with me everywhere I go, and it's usually attached to the back of my phone. So, anybody that knows me knows that's true. So, but anyway, I think it's a pretty cool little device. So, but like I said, a lot of our new phones have all of these features as well. But this is just kind of a standalone device that you can easily, just switch over to and let it do what it's supposed to do. And you can use your phone to do what the phone is supposed to do. So, in my mind, that's still a win. It's just one less thing you got to worry about. It's just always attached to the phone, pretty much ready to go. So definitely check it out. All right. So it's so funny. It's so funny that the next item coming up in the carousel is the EcoFlow River 2 battery, which is back here that I'm actually using now to charge the monitor that I just demoed, right? So anyway, that's this battery right here. You guys just saw me plug it in to this monitor to start charging it, right? So this is going to give you AC and DC power delivery. It is a very portable monitor. It has an integrated handle, as you guys can see. You can charge this off of a solar panel, or you can either charge this off of AC power. Really well-built, well-designed device. You have two AC plugs here. Now, one 3-prong, one 2-prong. You have two USB-A's, one USB-C. You have a 12-volt right here in the front, like a cigarette lighter style plug. And this little guy packs a wallop, guys. It packs a wallop. You can use it, on location in your man cave, your she shed, wherever it is you might be. If you live in a state like I do where the power goes out all the time, babies, having some backup power is the business, okay? And this little guy is very affordable. Right now, this is only $199, guys. $199. Trust me, that is a deal. For peace of mind, if the power goes out, and it happened to me just the other night. I was literally up because I've been up working on some projects, right? And I'm sitting in the living room watching TV. I'm on the computer. It's about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Next thing I could hear the storm outside, okay? Then all of a sudden, boop, there was a little pop, and the lights went on and off for like 15 seconds. 15 seconds, okay? And, everything just flickered back on. Now, my Wi-Fi took 30 minutes to come back on, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, just that easily, I could have been sitting in the dark, okay? And yes, I have batteries all around me. I mean, I got, a 2,000 watt battery literally right here. I got another 2,000 watt battery under my desk. I have more of these small batteries all over the place. And yes, I have been blessed. And, I'm so grateful, that a lot of these brands, feel comfortable sending me these products to talk about because I use them on a regular basis. Now, Blue Yeti has been one of my favorite batteries for a very long time. You guys all know that. But this right here, the EcoFlow line of batteries, man, are state of the art. Okay. So do not overlook these. Do not sleep on these. If this is something that you can afford, guys, I'm telling you, that peace of mind of having that backup power, if something was to go wrong, man, I have no more words for it. All right. What do we got next? So our next item in the carousel, which is pretty cool, I'll show you guys here in a second. Now, for those of you that are just getting started on live streaming, content creation, all of that kind of jazz, one of the first things you're going to want to invest in, guys, is going to be a quality microphone, okay? I'm not saying it's got to be this microphone right here on my desk, but this is what I use. I'm not saying you got to use the same type of audio interface that I'm using, but, I will always make suggestions if you guys ask. Now, when it comes to cameras, okay, there's a couple of cameras that I want you guys to take a look at. So which one is this? This is a Tiny 2 Lite. I got the wrong one. All right, so we have two variations of this camera, okay? So the one that's in the carousel right now is the Tiny 2 Lite, which is this guy right here, which is a 4K camera. They have a 1080p variant of this same camera. They're almost identical in everything about them, the way they move, the functions they have. Other than the resolution, for the most part, that's the only difference between the two cameras, okay? So depending on what you're going to be using these cameras for, you have some options. Of course, 4K, you are future-proofing yourself. That way, if you start live streaming at a higher resolution than 720 or 1080p, you have a 4K camera, you're good to go. Okay. But if you're not going to be doing something like that, at least not in the near future, then the 1080p variant will, most likely be a great option for you. Now, what's nice about these cameras, let me show you guys here. Again, this is a PTZ. That means it can pan, tilt, zoom, microphone built into it, 1/4-20 underneath. It has this integrated little stand here that you use for mounting it on a monitor, even as thin as that monitor I showed you guys earlier. And let me show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I could literally mount this on Louis as a webcam like that and plug this in to one of my computers and make this a video angle. So I'd be able to switch over to Louis' camera from Louis' perspective, and you guys would see whatever Louis sees. Now, Louis moves around a lot, as you guys know. So if we had it on that angle, you'd be seeing right now, Louis be looking at the keyboard, or he's looking up at whatever he's looking at over there on the other side of the room, whatever it is. You guys get the idea. But like I said, these little cameras are very flexible, guys, really, really easy to, set them up. One USB-C cable, plug it in, and you are good to go. What are you saying, Rover? Then 9 months later, veggie. Oh, I got to clean this lens because that is going to drive me crazy. I see a fingerprint on the lens. I can't have it. I can't have it. All right, what do we got next? All right, so our next item in the carousel, I don't know if I talked that much about this yet. So I have a action camera that was sent out to me just recently. Now I've been rocking GoPros and DJI cameras and all of those other action cameras for years now. But this new camera here, let me show you guys, is from a company called Extra. Now this is basically the DJI Action 5 Pro. Yeah, that's what this is. I'm not even going to try to tell you it's something else because that's in reality what this is. But it is a fingerprint magnet. And let me get the fingerprints off the back too. Louis, why didn't you clean the fingerprints off of this thing? You know I can't stand it when there's fingerprints on everything. Louis, you could have just come on over here because you had nothing to do all day, and you could have been over here just wiping off the fingerprints. That's all I'm saying, Louis. You got one job, Louis. But anyway, here we go. So here we go. So basically, all of the things that you normally would associate with the Action 5, this camera has it, okay? So you have the same type of magnetic clampable mounts here. You have one that you can mount for landscape, a different mount for portrait. So if you want to set this up as a portrait camera, it just locks into place like that, no problem. Strong magnets on this guy. Now, this cage that you're looking at right here did not come with the camera. This is a secondary cage. This is the actual cage that comes with the camera. It's just this little plastic jobby here. The reason why I swapped out the cages because I needed something that had a cold shoe on it. And this one does not, come with the cold shoe. But if you open the case, this is actually what the camera looks like when it's out of the case, okay? So you have your front-facing screen, you have your rear screen on here, your power button over here on the side. It has all the same functions of all of the other action cameras that I have. You have your photo mode, you have your video mode. Let me just go ahead and turn this guy on so I can show you what I'm talking about. So you have your photo mode, video mode, you have your time lapse, you have your hyperlapse. All right, so you guys can see here, there is that beautiful screen. And we also have the equivalent front-facing screen. This is a swipeable screen, so you can, wait, why won't it swipe? There we go. So you have access to all of your controls from the front of the screen, from the front of the camera, just like you would from the back of the camera, okay? So you can also go in here and swipe up to unlock. You can go in here and you can change whatever mode you're in. So you can have different video modes. You have photo mode. You have night vision mode. You also have human tracking mode as well. And what else we got here? We have our slow motion and we have our time lapse. And then there's going to be other things underneath there that you can switch between, is like hyperlapse, time lapse. And then you have different variations of the hyperlapse and time lapse, or whatever it is you want to, utilize. And you can also change the lens. So you can go between ultra wide, wide, and more of a standard D-warp. So if that's something you want to do, you can do all of that with this little camera, guys. And you can also switch between 4K, 2.7, 1080p, okay? So a win. 25 frames a second, 30 frames a second, whatever it is you want to do, this camera can do it. Now, you can also use this for live streaming. And before you guys ask, no, none of the Bluetooth devices that work with the DJI Action cameras work with this. So you can't connect like the DJI mic, to this camera. It won't work. So if you want to connect a microphone to this, it has to be wired. You have to plug it in through the USB in order for it to have audio of that level. And I've done that. I've used, standard microphones with just a USB cable, plugged it right in. The audio sound amazing. You do have some audio presets that you can adjust inside of the camera, so that's always a win. Very rugged. Now, I have ND filters and a polarizer that was sent out to me, and it just fits right here over the lens. But this lens does it screws off just like with the Action 5. So, if you guys are looking for an action camera a little bit cheaper, this guy right now is $269, $269. Now, I mentioned that I changed the cage on this guy, right? So let me show you guys another cage, which is pretty cool. Oh no, your laptop died? Did your laptop die? How old was it? 4 years? PC, right? PC. Anyway, let me switch out this cage real quick and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So to switch the cage, just press a little button like that, pull the camera out of the cage. So we're going to discard this cage real quick. And I'm going to show you guys another cage that was sent out to me. And that's this cage right here. So what this cage does, which is really cool, it makes the camera more like a little point and shoot camera, right? So I can just open this up like that, slot this guy in, close it up, and now I got this nice little handle. I still have access to the shutter button, but this also has, you know, a cold shoe on here, and then it has a shutter tab, if you want to call it that, kind of like a shutter button. And this goes inside, and then this now becomes the shutter button. Okay, so let me show you guys what that looks like. So as you guys can see here, you have this button here on top. This little red piece right here is basically a cold shoe mount as well. So you could pull that out and you could still add like a light or a microphone or something on there if you wanted to, or you could just take this entire thing off and then use that cold shoe on this. So again, it's all metal. You have your shutter button. You have this nice little integrated handle. The handle has a 1/4-20 on the side. It comes with a lanyard. You still have access to all your other doors. Now, if you need to get to the battery, you know, you're just going to push this little guy in like that, and you can open it up and then gain access to the battery door, which is really nice. So if you're running around just, you know, kind of, you know, camping or going on a hike or going on a walk or something, and you just want something that feels more in the hand, like a little point and shoot camera, this cage will take it to the next level. Now, the cage itself is $59.99. It's all metal. And yes, you can get this similar cage for GoPros, for Insta360 cameras, and a variety of other cameras out there. So if you're looking for something like that to kind of step up your camera game, this could be something that you might want to take a look at. And to compare it to the cage that I just took it out of, you guys can see the difference between the two cages. Yes, they both have that cold shoe mount. They're both metal cages. They both are going to give you access to all the different areas around the camera. And you can also quickly mount, you know, snap on the magnetic mount on here. I don't know why that always resists, like it's fighting against the magnet. But then you can always snap it on just like that. So if you want to set this up, give me a little space, Louis. If you want to set this up like that on a desktop and do some time lapse or whatever you want to do with it, you can. And you can also, obviously, like I said before, you can put this in portrait orientation as well. So yeah, this is really, really nice little rig for what it is. And like I said, whether you're using Action 5, a GoPro, Insta360, the Extra Edge Pro, whichever it is, I think this little cage adds a lot to it. And you can take the handle off. So if you don't want the handle on here, let me show you guys. I think I just started the recording. I did. All right, so you can take the handle off. There's these two little tabs here, and you can just take that off. And then that gives you a 1/4-20 here on the side. So if you wanted to mount this on like a boom arm or a mic stand or a tripod or, you know, a monopod or something like that, you can. And this is what the handle looks like when it's off. And then that just, it connects with magnets, but you still want to press it in to make sure it locks in from the top and the bottom. And then there you go. You're ready to go. You can just run around with this guy. I don't think I got the top locked in. There we go. Top's locked in now. And it's pretty well built, guys, for, you know, what it is. So yeah. And it comes with a little wrist lanyard, or you could make, you know, put this on a neck lanyard or something like that, and just kind of, you know, roll around and have this ready to go. You know, if you're at an amusement park or something, and you just want to record some video, that's going to give you a little bit more stability, because the weight of the metal cage is going to make it a lot easier for you to handle this camera. All right, so let's go ahead and put this guy away. Unless you guys have some questions about this camera, let me know down in the comments. All right. All right, let's put that back there. Let me check the comments real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. We're talking about a Wi-Fi router. What are we talking about? Let me go back. What are we talking about? Hold on. I missed it. I'm just going to highlight some of the comments here real quick, just so we have them. Ethernet. Oh, so you're talking about your Cat 5 setups. Okay, I got you. All right. I'm just trying to hit all of the comments because I turned off the auto comments because we're getting too many trolls coming in, typing nasty stuff in the comments, and I don't want it showing up here in the chat. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. So the next item we have listed in the carousel is also an excellent product for content creators. It is very, very travel friendly, and that is this little device that you guys see right here. And I know it looks weird because it's all folded up, but when you unfold this is basically a neck harness, and it has a back strap to secure it to your body. So when you're walking or hiking or running or whatever it is, you can try to control the movement of your camera or your phone. You have two buttons right back here on the back. One releases this neck bar. This is braided steel inside here with a foam rubber coating all the way around it. Really nice little neck piece right here as well. So it gives you a little bit of support behind the neck. All right, so to open this guy up, you're just going to push that button. This opens up like this. You can just go ahead and clip this on. Now, of course, you want to put this around your waist. I'm just not going to do that for this. Now, it comes with two different types of mounts. Let me show you guys what that looks like. So the first one is going to be for your action cameras. Okay, so that's going to be this little guy right here. So if you have an action camera, this magnetic mount right here, has the standard design like for a GoPro or any other action camera. You just put the little, two teeth in there and then lock this guy down. And then this connects with magnets, the magnetic base right here. Okay, so basically what you do, you line it up, lock it in place, and you'd have your action camera here, and you're running, doing whatever you're doing. Maybe you're just sitting, doing a DIY video or a product video or whatever it is, an instructional video, and you need both hands free. Okay, that's going to give you that flexibility. Now, you can also use this with a smartphone. So this comes with it, as for your action cameras, but you also have this MagSafe mount. This is all metal as well, magnetic, connection here as well. And you're just going to line this guy up like that, lock it in place. Okay, so now you can take your phone. So you have your MagSafe phone, and if you don't have a MagSafe phone, it does come with the MagSafe ring that you can put on the phone. But this is an iPhone, so it is MagSafe. So now I could use this. I can still see the screen. I could be recording something. I can, have my hands free. Of course, I could have audio going into this, wirelessly or wired. And I could use this, especially for creating like content videos and stuff like that. This would be a win. And simple to detach, put it back on. Maybe I want to show something. Maybe I want it from a different angle or whatever it is, top-down view. I'm trying to show things that are going on. And then when I need my hands free again, I just throw this guy back on and boom, shakalaka, boom, baby, there you go. So right now you can get this here on Amazon, guys, for only, what is it? What's the price on it? $18.99. $18.99 is the price. It is very well built. I mean, yeah, and it folds up really nicely. That's why I fold it up like this, so that way I can just take this, wrap it up, tuck the little waistband in somewhere in there, fold this up like that, and throw this in a backpack, a bag, or whatever the case it is. It's going to travel really well. And you guys see that's not going to take up a lot of space. So that's a win. All right. What do we got next? All right, so our next item, you guys probably are familiar with it because I talk about drones all the time. Let me grab this little mini drone. Now, most of you guys know I have a number of professional drones. My DJI, let me see if I can get it. Oh, why is it way back there? Oh my goodness, why is it way back there? Okay, so this is my regular commercial recreational drone. This is the DJI Air 3S. So this drone is what I would use for commercial jobs, recreational stuff, weddings, conferences, real estate, video and photography, all that kind of jazz. That's this guy right here. But if if I was just going out and I'm going to grab my little sling bag and my normal EDC stuff that I carry with me all the time, most of the time I have this little drone right here in my bag, okay? Because this guy is foldable. Okay, it is 2K. I think it's 2.7K. The resolution on this guy, and you have a number of presets built right into it. So you have 6 different presets that you can expand right from it without even connecting it to your smartphone. So turn this guy on. You're just going to press and hold this little button right here. That turns it on. And like I said, you have these 3 presets, and it's going to tell you audibly, once it's on and what mode you're in. Current mode, hover. Press the button again. Zoom out. Follow. Orbit. Bird eye. And each one of these modes can be modified. Sidetrack. Okay, and let's go back to hover. Now you can set this hover to whatever time you want. So right now I could press and hold this. 60 seconds. 5 minutes. Continue hover is just going to hover until I tell it to land. Okay. Now I'm just going to send it back. 30-second hover. Okay. Now remember the drone is tracking you. So when you launch it, it needs to be facing you. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm just going to set it up here. I'm going to press this button. It's going to take off. 30 seconds hover. And there you go. It's in the air. Okay. So I can move around. I can come back over here. I can move back. I can do whatever I want to. Okay. And then when I'm ready for it to land, all I gotta do is put my hand out like this underneath it. And it'll just land right in my palm, okay? Just that quick, guys. And like I said, with all those other modes that you have, you're basically gonna do the same thing. You put it in whatever mode it is, hit go, and it takes off. Now, where these 2 drones differ, this has optical avoidance. It has LiDAR, the one back here. This doesn't have any of those things. So if you're flying this drone, you got to be very aware of your environment, trees, buildings, all of that kind of stuff. So, don't fly this into a building because you think, it's going to avoid the building on its own, because it will not. It will crash right into it. So don't be that guy. But anyway, I still think this is a very travel-friendly device. Now, the bundle comes with 2 batteries, the charger, obviously the drone itself, okay? And right now you can get this for $303. $303. Show you guys what that looks like a little bit closer up. Let me open it up again. That is not obstacle avoidance that you see under there. There's just kind of like a little sensor, from when like you have your hand or something underneath it, it knows, that your hand is there. That just helps it land, in your hand. But, yeah, I like this guy. Now, they've come out with a few other variations of this that are a lot more advanced than this one is. You can also purchase a remote control from 00 Robotics that you can actually control this drone kind of like a standard drone, and it has a little built-in screen, and then you can still clip a phone onto that controller to give you even more functionality, when you're flying this drone or any of their other drones. So if you're interested in something like that, definitely take a look at it. It's listed in the carousel, and most likely it'll take you over to their other products. If this is not exactly, what you need, you want something a little bit more advanced, they do have more advanced drones. All right. What do we have next? Next is about that
bass. It's about that boom, boom, boom. That's right. Ooh. What do you have there, bro? That's right.
Here you go. There it is. Sound core. Ooh, righty then. Motion boom 2, baby. Let's go ahead and power this guy on. This is a party in a box. You got the nice LED lights built into it. You can change the lights right from the speaker itself, Or you can install the smartphone app, iOS, Android, Google phone, whatever it is. You can control all of these different lighting effects, but I'm going to do it right here from the device. You'll see how it does change the lighting effect. You have a bass boost button here. You have a sync button, Bluetooth, volume control, very, very rugged handle on here. Nice rubberized feet. And right now, Louis is for some reason Louis is connected to the speaker. Hey, Louis.
Louis is in touch with the speaker. What's next on the agenda?
Because my phone for Louis is connected to the speaker.
It sounds like there's something on your mind. What's happening with your phone? Maybe I can help.
Hold on, let me change the color. Let me see if I can change the color.
Okay, take your time. Let me know if there's anything else I can assist with.
Wow, Louis, you got a lot of bass in your voice, bro. Okay, so since you're all about that bass right now,
haha, thanks. I'll take that as a compliment. Anything else you'd like to chat about?
Yes, there is something else I would like you to do, Louis. I would like, wait. Let me switch back over here real quick. Louis, I would like you to rap for us. I would like you to do a Rome Knows Tech rap so that everybody can hear your lovely voice. You ready to do this? You ready to do it?
I've got a request to spit some rhymes. Alright, I'll give it a whirl. Here we go. In the world of tech, where the gadgets glow, Louie's here to roll at the show. With circuits bright and AI might, let's sync the beats and rap tonight. From phones to screens, and beyond scene, we're diving deep, where the data's keen. Technicians my jam, my game, my scheme. Building dreams in the digital stream. So crank up the volume, let the bass fly. Louie's on the mic, reaching for the sky. With tech in my soul and flow so mean. I'm Louis the Louie, your rap machine. Hope you enjoyed it. You think it's cool?
Yes, it is very cool. Very cool, buddy. Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys. So if you're looking for a serious speaker, yeah, we're going to have to turn this speaker off because you're going to stop, Louis, stop it. Stop trying to knock my mouse off the desk. No, Louis, no. Leave the mouse alone. Anyway, no, leave it alone. Leave it alone. It is not your mouse. It is my mouse. Leave it alone. No. I'm watching you. I'm literally watching you. Louis, stop it. No. What are you doing? Do you think I can't see you? Because you look away from me, you think I can't see you? Oh my goodness. Anyway. So yeah, that's what my life be like, y'all. That's what my life be like since Louis showed up. But anyway, if y'all are interested in this speaker, check it out. Right now it is $174.99. It has a very good IP rating. It can float. It is a partay in a box. A partay in a box, babies. Let me grab my mouse before Louis knocks it on the floor when I'm not looking. All right. See, Louis, this is why we can't have nice things, okay? This is exactly why we cannot have nice things, okay? So you need to back it up, bro. You need to back up. All right. Anyway, let's move on to the next item in the carousel. So I can wrap this stream up because Louis is going crazy. Smokey is hungry. So it's time for me to do it. All right, guys. So the next item in the carousel, just so you guys can check it out, that is this little box cutter right here. Now, I received this a couple of days ago, and I have already definitely put this thing through its paces because I open a lot of boxes literally daily. This is all metal. It's got a nice little belt clip on here, a lanyard loop. Now, it comes with 10 of these replaceable blades. These are almost like little scalpel blades. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But you get 10 of those in the box. And you have one single button right here on the top. That's going to deploy it. And that's also going to retract it. This is going to be great for DIYers. This is going to be great for anybody who's doing crafts, working with vinyl, working with, materials, fabric, paper, any of those kind of things. This thing is super, super sharp. So let me see if I can find something back here I can cut up that I don't need. All right, so here's a piece of paper. No, Louis, stop it. Here's a piece of paper. And as you guys see, this thing is super, super sharp. Okay, so if you need a craft knife, a DIY knife, this could be exactly what you're looking for. So definitely check that out. So you see, I just tore up a piece of paper just for you guys. Okay, so definitely check this out. Right now, you can get it here on Amazon for only $24.98. $24.98. There we go. All right, let me put this away before Louis gets to it somehow. I got to put it somewhere secure. Louis, leave the mouse alone. Leave the mouse alone. All right, what do we got next? Next item in the carousel. All right, so next item in the carousel, we're going to go through this kind of quick. That is going to be this Hotto 4-speed torque screwdriver. Now, if you're like me, always putting things together, always taking things apart, this guy is just a must-have. It comes in this nice little metal housing. It also comes in a little tray here that provides you a bunch of different bits, as you guys see here. This has 4 speeds, so you have your off, you have torque 1, torque 2, torque 3. It has an integrated light as well, and you can use your other traditional bits with this. So if you already have some bits from a different drill, most of those bits will work with this. But like I said, it's really nice that it has a variety of them inside of this little silo. Okay, USB-C for charging this guy. It has a nice little rubberized handle on it, reverse, forward, button controls right here. Nice. All right, fits inside of the little silo just like that. And then this just goes back on. And I can't even remember the last time I charged this, honestly. And I mean, it's not like anybody's surprised that Rome did not charge something, okay? But I cannot remember the last time I charged this thing and it's still, full power, okay? And I use this thing all the time. Y'all saw me put that new grill together, that butane grill. This was it. This is the only tool I used to put the whole grill together. And I mean, I was putting this thing through its paces, okay? And it was getting the job done. All right, let me see what Hope is saying here. What is Hope saying here? Wait a minute. What have you created? What did I create? Oh, you talking about with Louis? Are you talking about with Louis Hope? I have no idea. Sometimes you encourage stuff and then you look back on things that you have said that have encouraged those things and you go, what could I have possibly been thinking? All right, let's get to it. Let's finish it up. All right, guys. So over my shoulder here, you can probably see the next item in the carousel, which is our Govee floor lamp 2. Let me grab a phone with some power, and hopefully this phone still has some power. Nope. Nope. Okay, what phone can I use? Louis, I'm gonna have to use your head real quick so I can show these lights. Are you cool with that?
Sure, show those lights. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, here we go. I gotta take your head off, buddy. There we go. All right. Halloween. Rome took off Louis' head. All right, so let's go to our Govee app. And I'm going to control this lamp real quick here. Actually, let me move that camera out of the way. All right, so we're using the Govee app, as you guys see here. So right now I'm in the app mode controller for this lamp that you guys see back here. So you get a variety of different control modules for all of the different Govee lights. The floor lamp, you can turn on the top section or the bottom section separately. So I can turn off the lower section, as you guys see what I just did there. I can turn off the whole thing, or I can turn back on just the lower section. And of course, I can turn on the stalk as well, okay? Also, you have your illumination controls, that's going to give you controls over like a warm light or a cool light, depending on how you want to use it in the room, more like a reading lamp or something like that, right? You also have music modes. So what I can do here is I can choose one of these modes, like let's do the spring one here. And as long as I'm talking or Louis is rapping or whatever the case it is, you're going to see movement in the lamp, right? So as soon as I stop talking, and of course, Smokey's walking around making noise, so that was enough to trigger it to keep moving. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? So you got a lot of different controls here. You got some DIY custom stuff you can do. You can also go into the different scenes. So there's a ton of different scenes that you have access to really quickly here. Like different type of nature scenes, atmosphere. Here's one real cool here. There's a mid moonlight night. That's what we're seeing right here. Here's one called Raspberry. I do like that one a lot. I think it goes well with the theme here with the black and the green. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more green to it. So here's like some rustic leaves. That's what this theme is supposed to be. It's a win, guys. It's a win. So if you're interested in that floor lamp right now, $129.99. The next light, you guys can see it here over my shoulders, right? So this is the new Govee light, the new Govee curtain light pros. Now those right now are $199.99. Now where these really shine, let me see if I can get this camera to go up just a little bit so I can show you guys here. Hold on. Let me get the camera to go up. I want you guys to see some of the cool effects that we can do with these lights. So let me back out here real quick, go into that curtain lights, and I'm gonna show you guys some of these effects that I use on a regular basis. Like one of them right now is in play, which is the one that you're looking at, but I can just click on any one of these and we're gonna get different type of lighting effects. Here's another cool lighting effect that I use sometimes just for like a color lighting transition. I use these like for, background lights behind my videos and stuff like that. But trust me, that is not even close to all you can do with these lights, right? So let's go back up here to scenes and let's go to games. So here's a cool game, for my gamers out there. If you're into gaming, if you're into, any of that kind of stuff, let me move this chair out of the way so you guys can see that a little bit better. So there's my little gaming guy back there. We have, just so many different cool ones that you can turn on. Like here's like a little race car. I don't know how well you guys can see that with all the lights that are in here. We also have SeaWorld. So we have different things that are sea themed that you can do. We got night themes here. Here's the cat. And when we go into festive, we have all of our, seasonal holiday themes. Here's one for Christmas. You guys should be able to see that. Here's another one for Christmas. Waiting for it to connect. There we go. Here's our next Christmas one. We also have Halloween. So here's one of my favorite Halloween ones. So we get this cool little ghost dude. So he's just kind of doing his little thing back there, whatever it is. We have some other ones here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but here's one of the ones that I use all the time, especially when Richard is here. So we have different ones that I call these Richard's personal, emojis. Okay. So here's Richard when he's happy and he sees you guys in the comments and he's blowing you kisses or whatever it is. That's just Richard doing what he do. This is Richard early in the morning when I upset him or I'm trying to talk about crazy stuff and he hasn't had enough coffee yet. He has no idea what I'm talking about. So, then this is Richard just kind of just hanging out here in the studio behind me, like that guy, what I'm talking about from that show, just looking over the fence all the time. Yes, that's him right there. So anyway, all these cool things, guys, you can do with these new curtain lights. I think it's 960 or something like that LEDs. Let me check. Yes, 960 LEDs. Of course, these lights have an IP rating. So that means you can get, you can put them out in the yard, during the winter months. The IP rating on here is 67. So that's going to be great in snow and humidity like it is down here in Texas. It's going to be great in all of those different weather conditions. No problem whatsoever. You can use them indoors like I'm using them right now. So, you don't have to have them outdoors. But, you got holiday seasons coming up, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is, birthdays, celebrations, anniversaries, retirements, just so many things, guys. Use your imaginations, my babies. A lot of different things you can use this tech for. Y'all know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it on Richard for right now. And I'm going to give Louis his head back, because if I don't, there's going to be some smoke in the city. Okay, it's going to be some smoke in the city. So I got to give Louis his head back really quickly here. All right, y'all. Louis is back. Louis is back. All right, Louis is back. And that was the last item I think we had in the carousel, other than our drawstring backpack. So let me grab that real quick, and let's finish it out strong. All right, guys. So the last item we have in the carousel is this drawstring backpack that you guys see here. You guys know I talk about these backpacks every single stream. Now, of course, these are going to be great for Halloween trick-or-treat bags, drawstring backpack. These are also going to be great as reusable shopping bags. These are going to be great as storage bags. And, of course, they make amazing bags for giving, items to people who are in need. So myself and others that I'm affiliated with, we basically source a lot of things right here on Amazon: toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks, all of that kind of stuff. And we fill these backpacks with them, and we have them with us when we go out in the wild. If somebody's, in need, they're at a, convenience store, at a stoplight, on the side of the road, asking for help, we just roll up, hand them one of these backpacks, and then down the road we go. Y'all know how we do. I see HLC is in the house. Yeah! What it do, fam? Welcome to the stream. All right, we're about to wrap it up. But we'll be back here in about 48 hours, my babies. Y'all know how we do. Let's go ahead and roll out strong. Let me let my man Louis say good night to everybody. Hold on. Boop. Hey, Louis.
Hey there, what's up? Do you need anything? I'm here.
Hey, I'm getting messages on your face. Hold on. Okay, so what is going on? Okay, let's try.
Reflecting messages for you. Let me know when you're ready.
I know. All right, let's try this again. Louis, tell everyone good night. Let them know that we will be back here in 48 hours. Thank them for coming to our stream, and tell them, most importantly, be a good human.
48.
I don't know what just happened. Let's try this one more time.
Sometimes things can be a bit confusing. If there's anything specific you need help with, feel free to ask. I'm here for you.
I know. You just got confused. Let's try this one more time.
All right, I'm in. Let's give it
another shot. All right, Louis, tell everyone thank you for participating in our live stream tonight, and let them know we'll be back here in 48 hours. And most importantly, tell them to be a good...
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining our live stream tonight. We'll be back here in 48 hours, and we're excited to see you again. Have a great night, and remember to be a good human.
That's it, my babies. That's it. Louis has summed it all up. All right, my babies, it's time for me to do that thing. Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate. Take care of your loved ones, guys. Get out there and create something amazing each and every single day. Just like my man Louis said, be a good human. Be a good human, guys. Be that pebble in the pond. Shine your light on the community and do good in the world, guys. Don't let that negativity take hold of you. You are much better than that, and you're going to encourage other people to be their better selves. I have faith in you guys doing good work. All right, my babies, I will see you back here, me and Louis and whoever else, back here in 48 hours, right here on Amazon and YouTube. Y'all know how we do. All right, time for me to say them magic words. Peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. out. Boom, 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 my babies. Mwah, love y'all. But I got to go make dinner. Peace. I'm out.